Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Avengers Build-A-Figure, a wave of the controller. So here we have Marvel's Quake, Daisy Johnson, or Maria Hill. If you have a second one, you can actually do it because she does come with the Maria Hill head, and then you can pop off those gauntlets, change out those gloved hands for regular hands, and you have yourself Maria Hill. I love when Hasbro actually does this. So if you get it, you could choose which character you want to do, or if you want both characters, you get multiple. And then if you happen to have like the s.h.i.e.l.d. Army Builder pack that came from Hasbro Pulse, if you bought two of them, you ended up with one extra head, which wouldn't go onto another body. So if I had a third one, I can actually do something like this, where I will show you guys this now because I hadn't talked about it when I reviewed the s.h.i.e.l.d. pack, is if this would work. And the head does pop on there. It's a little large, sure. And then it kind of, you can see the hinge and the ball joint in the back easily. But if you kind of position it a certain way, it can kind of work. If you're going to do something like in the background, it'll blend in nicely. So I think at some point I will get a third one of these so I can have a random female s.h.i.e.l.D. agent there. So it's pretty nice that you can actually do options like that, so not bad. But anyway, let's talk about the one in pack. It is Quake, it is Daisy Johnson. So it's pretty cool that we actually get one. This is going to be the first one. We've technically had a Maria Hill Marvel Legends figure, both MCU and comic, years ago. The Maria Hill came in one of the packs. I forget who she came with, maybe an Iron Man, but it was back in the day when like Dum Dum Dugan had come out with these old ass bodies and things like that. So, you know, we have a few different s.h.i.e.L.D. characters, so it's pretty cool to have an updated version. We get Daisy Johnson's side artwork there on the back, and we also get, on the side and then on the back as well, her bio reads, able to project powerful seismic waves, Daisy Johnson, aka Quake, is the first of Nick Fury's secret warriors and one of the most trusted operatives. Here we have the controller Build-A-Figure. I reviewed Iron Man and Speedball like months ago when Big Bad Toy Store had gotten them. And it's just finally, the rest of the wave has come in. Entertainment Earth had the whole entire, like the full cases in stock, so I picked one up. The rest of the figures in the wave: Thor, Blue Marvel, Madam Hydra, and U.S. Agent. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Iron Man, Speedball, Quake. We'll probably go to Thor, but we'll take a look at them. But I'm pretty excited. Let's get Quake out of the package. Okay, so looking at Quake and the accessories and things that she comes with, here we have a hand for the controller. This looks like it is the left arm, and he does come with an interchangeable hand. So we have an open hand, and then we also have a fist hand, so that is pretty cool. We'll throw that off to the side with the other controller Build-A-Figure parts. We have two sets of interchangeable hands. We have the white gloved hands, which are the trigger finger hands, as you can see here. Technically, yes, you can use these for Quake. Those are just gauntlet pieces. Those are not like her actual arms or anything, so you could remove those and have her just have the gloved hands. We have the two trigger fingers, and then we have the two open hands, and these are those same like female hands that just get released over and over and over again. Here we have a tiny little handgun, and this thing is tiny, and it's sculpted fairly nice. It's kind of futuristic looking there. Not bad. It is very like soft rubber, as you can see. Just kind of like folds and bends around, so you just want to be careful with it. And then, of course, she also has a Maria Hill head sculpt, which we'll take a closer look here in a second. But first, let's get in for a closer look at Quake, which is a great figure, but something that really bothers me about the hands. Let's take a look. Okay, so in for a closer look here at Daisy Johnson Quake. This is pretty good. Now, this is the comic version, and it's not MCU. MCU, she is half Asian, of course, played by Chloe Bennett. But the comic book, things got changed around for the MCU, of course. And I think they made some change. Well, they didn't, I guess, in the comics. They did introduce a s.h.i.e.l.d., which was her mother in the show, but in the comic they introduced the character, but it wasn't actually her mom. She is, of course, the biological daughter of Mr. Hyde, so I will actually show a comparison there because I forgot to grab it out of the display, but I will get it out when it comes time for it. But here, looking at the head sculpt, looks pretty good. The face print looks came out nice. We get a s.h.i.e.L.D. logo there. It's funny, they got the old school logo on her shoulder, but the packaging uses like the newer s.h.i.e.L.D. logo. But looks pretty good. We get the new Shriek body here. The upper torso is different, obviously, because we get the sculpted zipper and the sculpted straps here. And then we actually get a nice silver paint applied on the back, which is pretty cool. The rest of the figure is just blue with white. The white is painted on. the lower part of the leg, and then underneath the gauntlet pieces, they are painted. But when removing, because it's kind of like a rubbery plastic, I don't know if it kind of stripped the plastic off of there and there, the paint, excuse me, not plastic. So that kind of sucks. But on the left, it didn't have any issues at all. So it's clean there. It's just this one, it happens to come out like that. So, you know, I don't know if there's a way to prevent that. I didn't really twist it or anything like that beforehand, but these ones are probably cleaner. I might swap them around. But it looks pretty good. We get this floating belt here. No holster for the gun, unfortunately, so you either put it in her hand or don't give it to her and be at risk of losing it. The S.h.i.e.l.d. logo on one side is kind of weird. I don't know why they didn't put it on the other shoulder and why it's only on the one. We look at other S.h.i.e.l.d. agent figures. So Agent 13, Sharon Carter, she has S.h.i.e.l.d. logos on both shoulders, so not sure what's going on there. So bit weird. But looking at the gauntlet pieces, the gauntlets look pretty cool. It's just molded in this like silver metallic cheap looking plastic. But the hands that I was telling you about, look at that hinge. So that's ugly as hell that it's just sticking out there, and the hinge is all up in the palm. Now that allows us to get some good motion. That's probably a little too much, but why, like, why does it look like that? That's some like McFarlane Toys wrist hinge action going on there. So that kind of sucks. But it's sculpted nicely, except for that. That's kind of tough. Let's get in for a closer look at Maria Hill. And the Maria Hill head sculpt, she did have short hair, but she has the kind of the classic look, that communicator right there on her ear. And that's kind of sculpted in there with the hair. So as the hair is glued on, even though it's short hair, and it looks like it could be part of the sculpt, it is actually a separate piece, and that is part of the hair, and then it's just painted black to go there. But that looks pretty good. Get kind of an open mouth. I like the way it looks. You guys let me know down in the comments below. But anyway, again, I took the gauntlets off and you get the regular gloved hands. But you guys let me know what you guys think of the two head sculpts. Okay, so the articulation. So the head is on a ball disc hinge, so she can look up all the way, and she can look down quite a bit, and that's pretty good. The good thing about these head sculpts are the way they sit on the neck. The neck doesn't look too long. You don't actually see the ball peg or anything like that showing, which is great. I like that they actually finally did that instead of kind of looking like a lollipop head kind of deal. I'm trying to see if the neck looks like it's a separate piece, but it does not swivel or anything in there. Anyway, shoulder you can get to go straight out, full rotation in there. Bicep swivel on the female figures now, on the new ones at least. Double jointed pinless elbows, as you can see there. You get a nice 90-degree bend. Gauntlet does not get in the way, plus 90-degree bend. Gauntlet does not get in the way. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. The trigger finger hands actually do have the vertical hinge, not the horizontal hinge, so that is the correct hinge for wielding weapons, so that is good. Actually, I'll probably show you on the Maria Hill figure, right? So you can actually hinge it that way, which is better for wielding weapons. The diaphragm cut, she could pivot to her left that much. She could pivot to her right that much. You can go back actually quite a bit there. Coming forward, that though is again like non-existent. That's the difficulty that we get with these female figures. Swivel at the diaphragm cut. There is no waist swivel on the female figures still. Legs go out that far apart. She can kick forward really high like so, and then going back a tiny bit. There is an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knees. You get that much bend at the knee. There is no calf swivel or anything like that on these legs. Foot hinges all the way down. A little bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Pretty shallow peg holes, just a heads up on that. These white pieces, they're not glued, but they're tight enough to where, and high enough that they're not really going to fall around or anything. But if you want to pull it down, you can, but I kind of want to keep them on there, you know what I mean? So yes, there's the articulation. I really like the new shrink body that they're using. That would because, well, the double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, it's all pinless, and the bicep swivel for the arms. If only we can get the diaphragm cuts to work a little bit better, or introduce a waist swivel or a ball joint at the waist for female figures, that would be even better. But now let's see some side-by-sides of the S.h.i.e.L.D. agents and some other S.h.i.e.L.D. agents. Okay, and Daisy Johnson Quake next to Mr. Hyde. He is Calvin Zabo, her father. So huge size difference, of course. And then I think there's some tricky stuff, right? Initially, it was believed that Quake's powers came from Calvin having done experiments on himself, in him becoming Mr. Hyde. But it turns out, you know, she actually had the Inhuman gene, and she was an Inhuman. and give her powers. If you watch Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. to see s.h.i.e.l.d. become Daisy Johnson and Quake, you know, to go through Terrigenesis and all that, it was really awesome at the time, and Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. only continued to get better. I feel like a lot of people didn't give it enough chance and didn't even get to the point where that happened, but it was pretty awesome in the show. But now let's see all the S.h.i.e.l.d. guys together. So here we have all of S.h.i.e.l.D. together. It's really awesome when we could do this stuff. I'm not really an army builder, but when figures have like additional head sculpts, I'll get a second one to match that head sculpt and display that way. That way it creates kind of a completely different character altogether, and it's kind of nice that we can do that type of thing. I also have another Nick Fury that have the Dirk Angler head sculpt on. I'll get another one of these Quake figures so I can throw one of these on there, and I can have a female true builder, which will be pretty cool. I have the Agent 13 Sharon Carter here. I almost brought out Mockingbird to go in there, and I think I should have, but I did not. But here, I want to show you guys a head swap of here, so if you wanted to do any other kind of, you know, female agent figure with these new bodies, I decided to do that. Fun little fact, in case many of you guys probably didn't know this, but here, the Sharon Carter figure, it turns out that there was actually a running change on this figure to where they used two different head sculpts. The hair is the same, but the two head sculpts are different. And I forget which head sculpt this is. It was a reuse of one. I don't remember which one. And it's very subtle differences in the nose and the cheekbones between the two, but for whatever reason, this particular production run had a different head sculpt altogether. So it's just kind of one of those little known things. But once I found out about it, I like scoured eBay. I'm like, oh, I better look. And I did pick up one that has the different head sculpt. The box is pretty beat up and stuff. I might as well open it, but I just haven't brought myself to do that yet. So it's just kind of interesting that, you know, there's these little changes that for whatever reason, you know, Hasbro and the manufacturer, they make the changes as necessary, just because it's just, you know, one of those things. But we're gonna pop this head off. We're gonna pop Maria Hill's head off, and let's see if this fits on there. And it looks like it's, yeah, it's gonna fit, but goddamn, that is a long ass neck. So that's not really gonna work with this one, unfortunately. So let's get that back off on there. Let's put Sharon Carter's head back on. Look at that. That was before they even did disc hinges on female figures. Kind of wild. Shit. I knew that was going to happen. It was only a matter of time before they started tumbling down. But there is our S.h.i.e.l.d. team almost put back together. The damn Nick Fury release with the Bucky cap was all loose and wobbly as shit. Look at that. Ta-da! We have our S.h.i.e.l.d. team. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Quake figure? Is it one that you're going to be picking up? Are you picking up multi packs to be able to army build? Or are you just going to do Daisy Johnson or just Maria Hill? You're going to do both. You're going to have a bunch of female S.h.i.e.l.d. agents. I'm curious. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you're playing and what you are going to do. Hit that join button to become a channel member and join the MCU Collective. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.